Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Here, me and my friend from Group 3 Electrical Engineering will presentation Unit 5 and 6. This safety and planning. Before we start this presentation, allow me to introduce my friend. First, my name is Fatih Ramadhani.
My name is Muhammad Syamil Kurniawan.
My name is Walino Subaki.
My name is Irfan Alam.
My name is Angela Wisnu Pratama.
Okay, this is table of content. Learning, instruction, active and passive modals, rules, past, present participle, schedules, future modals, causes, expression of questions, system.
First is warning. What is warning? Warning is a notice or signal that alerts someone to publish change, problem, or violation if to help present harm or mistakes. This example in here, how does LUS work? Okay, we'll go to this video.
Lane keeping assist helps the driver steer to keep the vehicle in its lane. Press and hold the lane driving assist button to toggle the function. While driving above a certain speed, LKA recognizes the lane ahead. If a deviation is detected, LKA assists with steering to keep the vehicle in its lane. LKA warns the driver when the vehicle deviates. Lane keeping assist helps the driver steer to keep the vehicle in its lane. Press and hold the lane driving assist button to toggle the function. While driving above a certain speed, LKA recognizes the lane ahead. If a deviation is detected, LKA assists with steering to keep the vehicle in its lane. LKA warns the driver when the vehicle deviates from its lane. Before changing lanes, turn on the turn indicator. LKA can be set in the infotainment system as well. For safety, always be sure to hold the steering wheel while driving. Lane following assist helps keep the vehicle centered in the lane while driving. Press the lane driving assist button to toggle the function. If LFA detects a vehicle ahead or lane markings, it assists with steering to keep the vehicle centered in the lane. If the steering wheel is not held for a certain period, a warning message appears. If the steering wheel remains unheld, LFA deactivates. For safety, always be sure to hold the steering wheel while driving. Lane keeping assist and lane following assist do not operate properly under the following conditions. When the lanes are congested, such as in construction zones. When the lanes are hard to see due to snow, rain, or other conditions. When the detection sensor is obstructed by foreign substances. When passing through lane merge areas. Be aware that LKA and LFA may not operate under these conditions.
Number 2 is instruction. Instruction is a series of steps, order, or guidelines given to someone to tell them how to do a task, achieve a goal, or use an object. This example in here is braking system. I will go to this video.
Today's motorcycles and cars are equipped with a very efficient braking system. They are so efficient that your vehicle stops safely within a fraction of a second in the case of an emergency. When you pull the brake lever, the brake fluid near the lever gets pressurized. Via a brake line, this pressurized fluid connects to the brake pad at the wheel and the brake pads are activated. This braking system that you just saw was developed over the last 5 decades of research and practical experiences. Let's learn how engineers developed such an efficient braking system, or more specifically, let's learn the interesting physics behind disc brakes. You might be wondering how the small force produced by your hand on the brake lever is sufficient enough to stop a motorcycle wheel. Engineers achieved it by clever use of Pascal's law. When you move the lever, a small piston also moves. The piston is oil-filled, so the oil is pressurized. If you check carefully, you can see that this piston is connected to a big piston via a cable. In short, the big piston sits near to the brake pad, and the small piston sits near to the brake lever. According to Pascal's law, the pressure at both of the pistons should be equal. This means that the force you applied to the lever end will be multiplied many times at the brake pad end due to the difference in the area of the pistons. This force will move the brake pad and press it against the brake disc, thus bringing the wheel to a stop. The disc is directly connected to the wheel. To increase the area further, generally 2 pistons are used at the brake pad end. Another interesting thing you can observe about this mechanism is that pistons are there only on one side. So how does the brake pad on the other side move? This is made possible due to a clever arrangement known as a floating caliper mechanism. It should be noted that the biggest part of this mechanism, the caliper, is not fixed. Rather, it is free to move linearly. A caliper support is fixed to the motorcycle. You can see how the caliper moves along this fixed part. This means, as the pressure builds up in the cylinder, the floating caliper will also move opposite to the piston's movement. The other brake shoe is directly attached to the floating caliper, so the braking action will happen from both the sides simultaneously. Due to the friction between the disc and the brake pads, a huge amount of heat is generated and the disc gets extremely hot. In motorcycles, the disc's temperature can be controlled because of the air circulation around it. In cars, you need a much higher air circulation and surface area for temperature control.
Okay, this grammar, first models and semi-models. To talk about action in the past using models, semi-models, especially for speculation and file obligation, the structure changes slightly for perfect models. This formula, subject plus models, semi-models plus base verb plus object. These 2 models, semi-model, passive. The core structure of the English passive voice is the verb to be followed by the past participle or verb 3. Of the main verb, when models are included, they always the base form of B. This formula, subject plus model, semi-models, plus B plus past participle or verb 3, plus by agent. This example from models, semi-models, the first, models, semi-models, active voice, the first, she can fix the car, you must complete the report, they should clean the room. Example of models, semi-models, passive, first car can be fixed, the report must be complete by tomorrow, and the room should be clean. We'll go this video.
Let's practice passive voice with modals. Remember the structure of active voice and passive voice. Remember, to add a modal verb, we put the modal verb after the object and before be. Let's try an example. Students should not eat food during class. This is an active sentence. Students are the subject, eat is the verb, and food is the object. To change this to the passive voice, we must use the formula object plus form of to be plus past participle. Let's try together. The object of the sentence is food. Then we add the modal verb should, not, a form of be, and the past participle of eat, which is eaten. Food should not be eaten during class. We could also optionally add by students, but this isn't necessary. Another example, we can discover a cure. This is an active sentence. We is the subject, discover is the verb, and a cure is the object. How can we change this to passive voice? The object first, a cure, then the modal verb, can, a form of be, past participle of discover, discovered, and then optionally we can add the subject.
And next, we'll go to this tale.
Irfan, you should inspect the disc brakes on that car. The patch needs to be replaced soon.
Okay, do I need to remove the wheel first and should the caliper be cleaned before I start?
Okay, do I need to remove the wheel first? Yes, the wheel must be removed, but you can use the socket to it. Remember, the bolt must not be forged if they terminate.
I see the pads are worn out, so they must be replaced, right? What about this rotor?
Correct, the pads have to be replaced. The rotor can be resolved. It's not to then you should make sure it's first.
Got it. After replacing them, the brake fluid level should be checked. Correct.
Actually, the system needs to be tested for safety. You must press the brake few times before driving. Okay, thank you, Rama. My name is Wisnu Pratama. Rules. What's its rules? Rules are statements that tell people what they must or must not do. They are meant to good before keep order and ensure safety or fairness. This is a sample. Okay, next the video.
From sunset to sunrise, or during any other period that may be prescribed by the appropriate authority, all aircraft in flight shall display A. Anti-collision lights intended to attract attention to the aircraft, and B. Navigation lights intended to indicate the relative path of the aircraft to an observer, and other lights shall not be displayed if they're likely to be mistaken for these lights. In addition, A. All aircraft moving in the movement area of an airport shall display navigation lights intended to indicate the relative path of the aircraft to an observer, and other lights shall not be displayed if they're likely to be mistaken for these lights. B. Unless stationary and otherwise adequately illuminated, all aircraft on the movement area of an airport shall display lights intended to indicate the extremities of their structure. C. All aircraft operating on the movement area of an airport shall display lights intended to attract attention to the aircraft. And D. All aircraft on the movement area of an airport whose engines are running shall display lights that indicate that fact. All aircraft in flight and fitted with anti-collision lights intended to attract attention to the aircraft shall also display such lights outside the period from sunset to sunrise. all aircraft operating on the movement area of an airport and fitted with anti-collision lights, or all aircraft on the movement area of an airport when engines are running shall display such lights also outside the period from sunset to sunrise. However, a pilot shall be permitted to switch off or reduce the intensity of any flashing lights if they do or are likely to a. adversely affect the satisfactory performance of duties, for example, in fog, or b. subject an outside observer to harmful dazzle, such as during taxiing at the airport.
Okay, next the grammar of present participle. The first term of the English passive voice is the verb to be followed by the past participle verb 3 of the main verb when modal include they always. Is the best form of the formula when clause plus unless plus subject to be plus verb in. This example, unless you won't pass the exam unless you study harder. She won't feel better unless she gets some rest. Okay, next this video.
In this video, we're going to discuss present participles. Let's put up a definition for present participle. Formed from a verb, a present participle is a word that can be used as an adjective or for verb tense. So what do we mean by used as an adjective or for verb tense? Well, it says formed from a verb, so let's start with a verb. Here is a common one. To laugh. The present participle is laughing. And now is a good time to say that all present participles end ing, ing. So how can laughing be used as an adjective? Here is an example. The Laughing Cavalier was painted by Frans Hals in 1624. Here is the present participle laughing, and it is being used as an adjective before the word cavalier. Now it's only got capital letters because it's the name of a painting. Let's look at an example without capital letters. Have you seen the video of the laughing dog? So in this example, our present participle laughing is an adjective to the word dog. Next, let's look at verb tense. Here's our example. When I rode a bike in 4-inch heels through Manhattan, everybody was laughing at me. A quotation by the actress Miriam Shaw. But look at our present participle laughing. This time it's not an adjective. It's paired with the word was to create a verb tense.
Sorry, let's review the rules of the air for radio communication. Remember, you should always listen before transmitting to avoid blocking a frequency, unless hearing an emergency call from another aircraft.
Understood, Captain? So, we maintain standard phraseology at all times.
Alright, the controller will assume we are following the clear route, unless reporting a deviation. Any change must be communicated. That makes sense, and for readbacks, we must always read back. Attitude and heeding instruction verbatim.
Specifically, a readback is considered incorrect unless confirming the exact instruction. There is no room for ambiguity in the style.
Okay, thank you, Gilang. And schedule. My name is Irfan Amam. Schedule are plans or list of activities changed according to specific times, showing when tasks start and finish. This is a sample. Germany introduced first fit for energy for the future, renewable source of energy, indicative new target of
Hello, I'm Alex, an intern at ACM studying mechanical engineering at the University of Toledo. Recently, I have been working on a schedule for an installation of products with one of ACM's clients. Today, I want to share one of ACM's projects on alternative energy. They partnered with an investor-owned utility company to help create their first ever wind farm. They have continued investing in this renewable energy since the project, and ACM is proud to have been there since the beginning. They are now the largest supplier of renewable energy in a Midwest state and provide natural gas and electricity to 68% of people in that area. In case you're wondering how a wind farm works, basically multiple turbines are built and connected together in a consistently windy area, such as near a body of water, to produce and store energy. These incredible machines are able to turn the kinetic energy from wind into electricity with their internal mechanisms. They will also automatically adjust to capture the most amount of wind at any time. One turbine can produce almost 12,000 megawatts of power a year. That's enough energy to power 3,120 toasters. Back from that little crash course, this was a $235 million project that lasted 2 years. The park creates 100 megawatts of electricity every hour with only 56 turbines. This project would increase our customers' portfolio to 10% renewable energy in total. ACM's part to play was planning, scheduling, tracking project status, resource assignments, and cost analysis. They did this all with Oracle Primavera P6, SAP, which stands for Systems, Applications, and Products, and Lotus Notes Domino Wizard. During this process, the project team came across a few obstacles which led them to continue construction during wintertime. However, with many revisions and detailed planning, they were able to complete the project on time. ACM has gone through this process many times and continuously provides the best they have to offer. Specifically, but not limited to, at least 4 other wind energy projects.
This is grammar. Future models. Future models are model for us to express possibility, ability, permission, obligation, or adjective that will happen in the future. Formula plus subject plus model plus base verb plus object plus subject plus modal plus not plus verb 1 bar infinity. Modals plus subject plus verb 1 bar infinity. Example grammar. Future simple. Affirmative. I will come. You can stay. He is going to help. She has finished. It works. Negative. I will not come. You cannot stay. He is not going to help. Interrogative. I will come. Can you stay? Do it works? Are they living? Shall we try? Let's this video.
Of future possibility. Use may, might, or could to talk about future possibility.
Class may end early tomorrow. Class might end early tomorrow. Class could end early tomorrow.
Also use may, might, or could to answer questions about the future.
Is he going to lose his job?
He might. It depends.
Will you be home by 8 tonight?
I may. I'm not really sure. To answer in the negative, use may or might, but not could.
Are you going to attend the party?
I may not. I'm not feeling well.
Is a dialogue.
The environmental report will have to be submitted by October 1st. We will need to finalize the data this week.
My team should be able to finish the analysis on time, but we might have to work this weekend to do it.
Good. The board will need to see the final number before they approve the next class.
What about turbine delivery? We may need to adjust the insertion schedule if it's left.
We will have to find an alternative supplier team. Our launch cannot be delayed.
Understood. We should be able to meet the deadline if we stick to this plan. Okay, thank you, everyone. My name is Muhammad Karim. I will be able to explain the process. What is process? Process is a series of conditions, actions, or events that are directly or indirectly responsible for a phenomenon, outcome, or occurrence. This is the image. Okay, next we go to video.
Coal, natural gas, and petroleum are fossil fuels commonly used to produce electricity. In this process, the fuels are burned to transform the chemical energy in the fuel into heat energy. The heat energy is used to heat water and convert it to steam. The steam generated spin turbines, which then turn a generator. As the generator turns, it converts the kinetic energy into electrical energy. The electricity produced by the power station is sent along power lines that connect homes, buildings, and cities through an electrical grid. When fossil fuels are burned, harmful gases are released into the Earth's atmosphere. This can cause air pollution, along with other impacts on the environment.
Expression of possession. Expression of possession include pressure, like proceed with caution, exercise caution, and be careful. More formal synonyms are prudence and circumspection, where more direct warnings as phrases like be watchful or handle with extreme caution. Okay, let's next to causes, then cause effect, and effect. So plus cause effect. Then cause because of by reason of due to given that it fit in view of on account of owing to effect accordingly as a result bring about consequently hence therefore thus for that reason. That next video.
Hello. In this video, we'll talk about prepositions and prepositional phrases. Imagine you're in a park beside a large pond and you see your friends playing on the other side of the pond. You feel sad you can't get across to join them. What can you do? Suddenly, you spot a bridge. A bridge can join two parts of land. It can help you get to your friends on the other side of the pond. A preposition is like a bridge for sentence parts. It can join parts of a sentence. A preposition helps a sentence tell where, when, and how. Let's see how prepositions work. Look at the sentence, the butterfly is on the flower. Butterfly is a noun. On is the preposition. It begins the prepositional phrase that tells us where the butterfly is, on the flower. One way to identify common prepositions is to think about where something can go. Let's see where a chipmunk at the park can go. The chipmunk can climb up the tree, scamper down the hill, dig in the ground, wander around the mountain. When and how. Let's see.
We're saying a pressure block in the mind distress and color, and concern is due to block in the pit stop line.
That a good hypothesis, several blocked will require a shutdown.
My name is Farinus Baki. System. A system is a set of structural procedures, method and resource that are interconnected to achieve planning goals efficiently and effectively. Goal management. Okay, thanks. Let's video.
This is the new Nafa geothermal power station, located east of Kaikohe in the far north of New Zealand. Geothermal fluid is extracted from deep underground through production wells. The hot fluid flows through the geothermal piping system to the vaporizer. The fluid flows through the tubes of the vaporizer while transferring heat energy to the motive fluid. The motive fluid evaporates in the vaporizer, effectively changing its state from liquid to vapor. The motive fluid vapor is directed to the turbine, where it expands, thus dropping in pressure and temperature and producing rotational shaft power. The rotational shaft power rotates the generator, which transforms it to electrical energy. After rotating the turbine, the motive fluid low pressure vapor flows to the condensers through a recuperator, where it is condensed back into its liquid state. Then the liquid motive fluid is pumped through the recuperator, where it absorbs some heat from the hot motive fluid vapor in order to increase effectiveness of the boiling process. After vaporizing the motive fluid, the colder brine is directed to the preheater, where it heats the liquid motive fluid before it enters the vaporizer. Then the colder geothermal fluid is injected back into the ground through the injection wells. It is a closed cycle where 100% of the exploited geothermal fluid is re-injected back into the ground. The new Nafa geothermal power station, a renewable and affordable electricity source built for generations to come.
Okay, thank you. Any question?
So my question is, what is the main purpose of warning in technical environment? So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, next. Thank you, Adam. Next, any question?
My name is Faidal Karim from Gallery. I will question why are instructions important when performing a task. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. For this question, let me discussion of question. Okay, answer any question of Adam. What is the main purpose of the lane keeping access warning? Its purpose is to alert the driver that the vehicle is unintentionally drifting out of his lane. Do you agree with my answer?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
Here answer from Karim. Why are instructions important when performing a task? Okay. Instruction gives step-by-step guidance that ensure the task is completed safely, correctly, and efficiently. Do you agree with my answer?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for listening. We hope this presentation was clear and helpful. Okay, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.